Okay, there we go. Okay, so my mother just heard the song Crackle and Drag by Paul Westerberg, and I played it for her because the song's about Sylvia Plath, and you're a big fan of hers. So, go ahead.
Well, it's funny that he played this because I had an obsession with reading anything that was written by people that spent time at McLean's Hospital. Okay, the skeletons coming out of the closet. James Taylor was there, and Sylvia Plath was one of the original ones, and she was a poet, and I'm not into poetry. I couldn't follow it. I'm not a good poem reader, but I said to Mark something about Sylvia Plath and what a sad story, because I had watched the movie. And he said, listen to this song. And he played this song for me, and it was so true because that's what she did. She put her head in the oven, and she was 30 years old. She had 2 little kids, and they were asleep in the other room. And she had been in McLean's for a long time, and then she went over to England, and she met some guy, and she was all right for a while. But then after she got married and had the kids, the depression come back. And anyway, I was fascinated with her, and I read The Bell Jar, which is her biography or the story about Sylvia Plath. But anyway, the song is good. The lyrics are great. I've never heard of the person who wrote it, but I definitely like the song, and I'm glad that somebody sang about her. It's sad and pathetic story. It's really dark and deep, but I'm glad that somebody sang about her. That's all. When I saw the movie that showed her life, in fact, Gwyneth Paltrow, again, she played the part of Sylvia Plath. I'm being boring now. This is boring, Mama. What?
Was Winona Ryder in that, or was it?
No, that was Girl Interrupted. She was also in McLean's. That was a woman from Cambridge. She had a personality disorder. She was in McLean's for 3 years, and she wrote that book, Girl Interrupted, and Angelina Jolie was in it. And
oh, okay. Everyone in our family's been in McLean's.
Well, my brother Frank says there's a wing at McLean's just for my side of the family, but that's not really true. But anyway, I have had a morbid fascination with Sylvia Plath and others, but she took her life in the oven, and but all I can remember is when my boys were little. She had 2 little kids, and when Rob and Mark were little. Thank God I didn't, well, I had issues, but the first thing I did after I saw that movie was I called someone up and I said, I didn't pull a Sylvia Plath, I already outlasted her. She did it when she was like 30, and I'm way past that now, so I gave myself credit for not pulling a Sylvia Plath and putting my head in the oven. So that's all I have to say about that. It's a really good song. He really got it down pat. The lyrics are great. The words are good.
You think he did it justice?
I think he did. He could have even did more, but at least he introduced people that probably never heard of her before to her, and they can then look into her.
So let me tell you a little bit about Paul Westerberg, who sings that song. He is the singer-songwriter for The Replacements, who last week you heard. I played My Mother Bastards of Young by The Replacements, and she said, turn it off, it's boring. But so he sometimes strikes gold.
That one he did. But then again, he wouldn't probably to somebody who didn't know what he was singing about, maybe.
Well, that song struck me from the first time I heard it, even though I didn't know what he was singing about. Somebody had to educate me on it. But
so he will,
when that guy's on, he nails it. But he's like a weird recluse that he has no phone.
So
no
he's
internet.
Probably obsessed with depression and Sylvia Plath and suicide too.
Well, he just has a recording studio in his basement, and he just reads books, and then he records during the day.
So he read her book and felt bad. Yeah. It was sad. It was a sad story, but I'm glad somebody just did a little tune for her.
Cool. So what would you rate that one on a scale?
That's a good one. It's good, but it's dark and it's sad, so you can't like put it in the car and go driving around happy.
Unless you want to drive up a cliff.
Yeah, maybe it's a little background music for the oven, but on the 1 to 5 scale, I'm going to give him a 5 because he tapped into something most people don't even think